Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. My name is Bethany. This is Sparky.
Hi.
We're on episode number 96.
Coconut's very frustrated with this.
Coconut is not a puppy, even though she looks like a puppy. She's here with Mom today, so she's joining us. This is little Coconut. All right, guys. I'm going to jump right into questions here. Well, this isn't a question. This is why I want to start with this.
Do you have some from last week?
Nikki said... What?
Do you have some from last week?
Maybe, but I'm in charge of the questions because you don't pay attention.
Give me one of them.
Nikki says, this isn't a question, but I just wanted to say thank you. Our first session after that Q&A last week was rough. However, the one rough session of me holding firm with my 6-month-old Corgi Pip, taking his kibble for a meal while doing place duration. He did it for 30 minutes this morning.
Wow, good job.
Great advice, thank you. Way to go, Nikki. Yes, sometimes when you're trying to get over a big...
The panic to get away from us.
She wants Mom. Mom came
Wow.
back. To get over that hump, sometimes it's really challenging. There's relationship issues, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean there's some associations there that you have to kind of push through sometimes, and it can be messy. And a 6-month-old puppy isn't just a puppy, it's an adolescent puppy. So anyway.
You have your teenager now.
Yeah,
Yay,
exactly. So way to go,
kid.
Nikki. Congratulations.
Yep.
Keep up the good work and keep us posted. We have a question about grooming. And I'm sorry, I really don't know. I mean, we have lots of dogs here. We do have some groomers locally that we recommend, but yeah, I'm not sure which dog.
What's the question?
Maybe it's just Coconut. I'm not sure. Okay, it's just about who grooms.
Check out Lucky Dog. Check out
Aussie
Mobile Pet Grooming.
Okay, so we live in, for context, because.
Do you think they'd be asking if they didn't live local?
I know, but it's like, this is a show that's social media. So we could have Russia, we could have all kinds of places.
Aussie Mobile Pet Grooming.
In
Lucky
Hermosa
Dog and Lovely Dog.
In Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach area.
Yep.
You're really annoying sometimes, you know that? Like really, really, really annoying. Okay, Kristen Hinch says, hello, Kristen.
It's my birthday, I gotta be annoying.
It is your birthday? I didn't know that. Happy birthday. It's not your birthday. God,
Tomorrow.
See? I hate you.
Tomorrow.
Okay, Kristen says, hello. Okay, so I think your first line's a little off, so I'm going to ignore that one. You don't in us to be so helpful. I'm hoping you're saying we're super helpful, and
we're going
thank
to
you.
assume you said we're super helpful because it helps our ego a little bit more.
There you go. I'm ready. Oh yeah, that's what it is. I'm ready to sign up for the online school.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Our Capuchon is 13 weeks old. Would you suggest signing up right away? Yesterday.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yesterday, as soon as possible. Whiskey, is our 13-week-old Capuchon. We have structure down pretty well, and based on your advice, we've cut out the playpen entirely. That would be based on my advice. You're welcome. Not everybody's meant for the playpen. That's what that's about.
If your dog's jumping over it, you're done with it. If your dog is whining, crying, barking, screaming, and jumping on it, you're done with it.
But we are still working through barking. We don't get him out of crate until he barks.
I think you mean until he stops barking.
Hopefully you mean until he stops barking.
Because we'd never let a dog out of the crate when they bark because it promotes barking by rewarding the barking in the crate to let him out.
Yeah, because she says, so are we training him to bark for our attention?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
And that's hard to go back on. I'm going to be honest. You're going to have a rough few days or weeks because that is now a learned behavior. This is how I get Mom to show up positively or negatively, and this is how I get out.
You're going to have to do a lot.
So let me finish. Specifically during his naps during the day, we let him sleep until he barks. Should we be going to wake him up prior to him barking? Yes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he will sleep for an hour, other times for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Thank you. You just have to learn this new system. Like, it'll just take time. It'll take you at least a week to kind of figure out the new schedule that works for him, an hour, hour and a half, like when to bring him out. He might do 2 hours after a walk or a 13-week-old 15-minute training session, something like that. And then normally it's only, an hour. So you'll just have to figure that out, but do not let him out of crate when he barks. It is okay. Not all the time, but it is okay if your dog tinkles in crate when you come in and you're like, knock it off. and you turn around and you walk out, or you at least like shut the door and kind of wait, and he does a little tinkle because he needed to potty, that is better than coming in and just pausing for a second and letting him out of the crate. Like, there needs to be a walk away, and you've got to wait till that barking subsides before you let him out, because that's exactly what's happening. He's like, this is how I get out.
I like to disagree with it too, using the tap on the crate. So walk in, dog is barking, you stand there for a moment, dog is still barking. No, crate, not the dog, don't hit the dog. We have to say it, it's crate, no. No first, then crate tap, and then walk out of the room, pause, close the door. Walk back in the room, pause, dog isn't barking, then I'll let them out, and then I'll bring them.
Okay, Tammy says, in what order?
Did you guys get that we tapped the crate first? Just got to make sure, Bethany. All right, I think we're good now. Yeah, let's move on.
Tammy says, in what order would you train a puppy commands such as sit down, stay, place? I do place and come, or name recognition, come. Let's go work. Those are my 3 main things. Stopping at all thresholds, stopping and waiting for food, learning markers like good food and then good pause food and then good pause food. Like, all of that is what I focus on in the first few days. I might go ahead and if I have time and the dog is food motivated, I might go ahead and do a sit. I might go ahead and do a down, but my focus is place. Oh, I forgot to say house, crate or house, thresholds, and movement work. Come, let's go. Come is you're facing the dog and you're moving backwards. Let's go is like you're kind of turning and then rewarding them when you turn and they turn with you. So that's what I focus on. What do you think?
3 marker words: good, no, and break. Good, keep doing what you're doing. No, stop doing what you're doing. Break, releasing you from it. And then I teach
break. Hang on, just break is like if I was doing place, it's like place, break, place, break, place,
you
break.
release them from the current command sequence. And then I would teach come with the sit, with the very quick release, very quick break, so they're not focusing on the sit. You're just getting that quick momentary pause, momentary stationary, and then releasing them.
Like the first day?
And then, day 1. Come with sit, short pause, and then I'll do place.
Teach them
That's
sit.
My first day.
Teach them sit first individually before you do come with sit. Okay. The Bernie Graham is a 5-month-old mini Bernedoodle. Because you gotta remember, you're talking like an 8-week-old puppy. Like, they just got their puppy home. Not the puppies by the time people call us.
I find that it's very easy to build leverage with the come into a sit, because that forward momentum with the rock back.
I never said you didn't. I just said you still have to teach sit first. You can't just combine them.
Yeah, you're right. You teach first, but then you leverage.
I know I'm right. I know. The Bernie Graham says, 5-month-old mini Bernedoodle. How do I get her to stop jumping up on me while walking? Pressure out and away from you. So your arms are out, and you can kind of bump off the dog gently, and you back it up with a little pressure up in the air. Harness, totally fine. Don't lift the dog off the ground, but a little pressure. And then sit, food, pause, good. Pause, food, good. Pause, food, whatever marker you're using, yes, click, good. And then you take 3 steps and stop and sit before they have a chance to hop up, and then turn. Okay, so make the walk more interesting. Do you have anything to add? Good.
Nope.
Okay, Ecanzola, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, I did it wrong. Okay, 1.5, wait a minute. Half 8-month-old lab.
One of 2 parts of the
question.
question.
Okay, it's a lab husky mix. There, I helped you. 8.5 months old. Well, what is the half? Half, 8.5.
1 of 2, 2 of 2. Part 1 of the question, part 2 of the question.
Oh, they prompted it for me. See, I didn't have to do that. I have a manager that does that for me. Okay. So she destroyed.
Thank God for management. Thank
God for management. 8.5 months, Siberian Husky mix, destroys bed in wire crate. Well, yeah.
A Husky mix.
It's an adolescent dog. So we're not trying to be ornery. I'm just trying to say totally normal. Don't worry about it. Nothing wrong with your dog.
I was trying to be ornery.
Rex it for tougher beds. How to stop this behavior. He does it mostly at night. He's too young. He's bored. And like, you gave him a chew toy.
And also you got to think about, he's a husky too, so he could be hot.
A husky,
warm,
wait a minute, a husky lab mix. You're finished. You're finished.
You're in trouble.
3 years old.
Wait. You have a dog that's probably already pretty warm inside that crate without any other material. So the hotter he gets, the longer he's awake because he's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Now he's bored and uncomfortable and awake. Now you have a chewed up bed.
And
Take the bed out, Spartan.
Yeah, most adolescents that I see, I mean, they wake up after 5 hours and they're like, is there anything to do? No, I guess I'll go back to sleep.
Let me chew the crate for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me chew the bed for a little bit.
My paws. Let me play with my paws in the air. And then they're like, oh my God, my owner gave me this awesome toy inside my crate.
And it's like the whole size of my body.
Yes.
Can you imagine how much stuffing I can get out of that?
It's totally normal. Totally normal. So you got to just get rid of it. Now, maybe you do need more respect issues in the house. More not being on furniture, not laying on pillows, not chewing on the dog bed for fun, in the living room. There probably are plenty of things you do need to be working on impulse control wise, but this specifically is like the last one that you would work on.
I also don't think I would give stuffies. I wouldn't give toys
stuffies.
That they can remove the stuffing out of, because I mean, a shepherd, husky, lab,
any
dog,
I don't care.
It's true, any dog.
Any
but
dog.
they're animals. They kill prey. So if you give them a prey that's as large as they are, they spend 3 hours destroying and killing, they're going to do it every time you put a bed in there. You have to break that association by eliminating snuffy toys.
Anything with stuffing, or even the ones without stuffing, but they have the squeakers in that are soft and plushy. Those toys, okay, PSA announcement. Those toys are made for interaction with you.
Not for self-play.
Not for self-play. I kid you not, I had a Staffy. Was it the Staffy? It was a Pitty. It doesn't matter. It's a terrier. And with that problem, a puppy. And they're like, man, I'm just going through toys so quickly. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's a terrier. Look what they're bred to do.
He's killing it.
But it's not just a terrier. I mean, all dogs will do it. So there's nothing wrong with your dog, but you probably do need to work on some other impulse control.
Nylabones, Benebones, Kongs. There's a lot of great toys out there that are more like chews and self-play toys, I guess. So try those instead.
Always supervise your dog with them first. Make sure that they don't have any bad habits. Sometimes those Kongs can get stuck in teeth and stuff like that. Okay, Brian.
The one that got his tongue stuck in it?
That was different. That's a model that's been discontinued because of that, because it didn't have 2 suction points. It only had 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Watch it. Anybody out there have some of the older versions, or even just a ball that has 1 little spot in it to stick food? There's no suction, so they'll more easily get their tongue stuck. Okay, Brian says, first, I want to say I'm so grateful to have found you on your TikTok and now your Instagram.
Brian, we appreciate you.
We appreciate you. The tips you offer are refreshing.
I've never heard that laugh in the 6 years I've known her. So awkward. You and Ricky's laughing.
That's not normally the feedback we get. Thank you very much.
What about the one guy that said we were harsh and mean?
He kept coming back, okay?
He did. He came back like 4 shows after.
He kept coming back, okay.
And then we said his name. He never came back
He never came back after that. I wanted to ask, what tips do you all have to get a 3-month-old puppy to poop outside? This is a difficult one. I struggled with this with my little dog. I have a Cane Corso.
3 years?
3 months.
Okay, my bad.
I have a Cane Corso, and she'll pee outside no problem, but then come in and poop in her kennel after she's been outside, even for more than 5 minutes. Advice would be so appreciated. Thank you again for all your tips. Okay, so 3 months old. What is that? 16 weeks? No,
it's
12 weeks. Okay. That's young. That's a youngin'. I'd say part of this is a comfort issue. That's at least what I see the most. It's like they go outside and pee, and then even if they are rooting around, they're probably a little overstimulated, and they could be nervous or excited being outside. And then they come inside, and they get really comfortable, and their system kind of settles down. Poop.
Okay. Is that your advice? Because I'm not.
No, I was framing it. Framing it for everybody. Go ahead. Just get it.
Okay.
Dog with a bone. Go.
Dog with a bone. All right. So I totally agree with Bethany. I think your dog is comfortable inside the house. So I'm going to give you a couple pieces of advice. One, I think that you should take your dog out. You should take your dog out on leash every single time until they're about 8 or 10 months old, and they're just consistently going potty on command, and you're not out there for 10 minutes.
Then like you can unclip the leash. Yeah. I would actually come back inside, good, sit, food, and then go back outside and unclip the leash. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Then I'd bring my dog back in after they potty, and they don't go poop. I'd put them in the crate for about 30 seconds to a minute and then take them right back outside.
30
Going
seconds?
off the assumption that yes, they are getting settled in the crate. You also got to figure out how long it's taking them to poop. If they're pooping after 15 to 30 minutes in there, then don't take the previous advice I gave. Wait 10 to 15 minutes.
That's usually what we say.
At the 10-minute mark, that's usually what we say. That's when I'll take them back outside. I'll give them another opportunity. How we take a dog out for potty matters. If I'm like, puppy, go potty, go potty, go potty, go potty, go potty, my dog's not going to go potty because I'm more interesting with my craziness of yelling go potty.
Yeah.
I will go out there. I will stand like I won't even say go potty, guys. I won't even say it. I'll just wait there.
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes. And that's me kind of pushing it. And I'll wait. After 2 minutes,
Boring.
my dog sits. Boring.
Be boring.
You're not moving. You're a treat.
And
tree that spins.
And
this need to get
this does create something different in the brain, because every time your dog looks at you, you're giving them information throughout the day. Well, this is one of those cases when your puppy looks up at you, you look away.
You don't give information.
Nothing. Don't say anything.
They have to troubleshoot. They have to self-soothe. They have to eventually help themselves understand what we want from them.
I've found that that's why a lot of people, every time their puppy looks up at them, go potty.
Yeah.
And then they look up, go potty.
It's because we can't take the awkwardness of silence. Your puppy looks, you're like. Yeah, it's true though. After a couple minutes though, puppy doesn't potty. They go back inside.
That's it. 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
That's it. They don't potty. They go back in the crate for 10, 15 minutes and then rinse and repeat. I've had dogs here at Puppy Academy. We have one right now named Gigi, and she will do it for 10 to 15 times. And the mom tells me at home, roughly the same thing, about 4 to 5 times at home.
This is an extreme
case.
Take
a dog out,
extreme
put
case.
them in. Yes, it is extreme. Very extreme. Over and over and over again. And eventually we'll get our potty, and we've had to do that for about 2.5 months. So every dog is a little bit different. Obviously, I doubt your case is that extreme, but just know that there is a possibility. So you're doing it 5 to 10 times. That's normal for some dogs.
Yeah.
Just stick with it. It will help.
I just realized Josh is going to be really mad how much we're talking over each other when he tries to edit this.
Oh, he can enjoy that.
Sorry. Oh, I have one more thing to say.
You got 2 alphas in the same room.
I have one more thing to say about that is, you know what? 12 weeks old, how much structured exercise through the day are you giving this puppy? Now, I don't mean play. Please don't just play with your puppy constantly. We get that all the time.
Try to minimize
it'll be like 3 times I play with my puppy and I work for 5 minutes on sit. No, I mean like focused 10 to 15, even 20 minutes, depending on the puppy, of focused work a few times a day, movement work in the backyard, practicing turns, food, and getting their system moving. So I just want to put that out there, because I think a lot of expectations around potty training, but yet you're not doing consistent times of exercise, okay?
Sure. Consistency is important.
Okay, tips for potty training in an apartment. That was a video that we did. The question is, what if you're on the 16th floor and you don't have a balcony? Then you got a choice to make. You can do puppy pad training if you want. We don't suggest that with males or dogs over 10, 12 pounds, just honestly, just because it's tough. It's kind of messy.
Do you have an elevator?
Well, 6, I know, but like doing that, if you have a puppy, you know how many times you have to do that? A lot. I wouldn't want to do it either. What I would honestly do is I'd still order a grassy patch from Amazon and make, well, you don't have to make it. I would make it, but you could find some sort of, I'm sure they have them, wooden casing around it, or have some handyman make it for you, for $100 to put that grassy patch in and put it in the corner. And that's what I would do.
A lot of the brands now, a lot of the companies make the grass patches, not the synthetic grass, not the real grass. They actually have these like little boundaries that can go around it, and they clip in. Yeah. So it's like you're making like a little outdoor yard for them. That's basically what she's saying with the box. Mm-hmm. This might be a little bit more affordable, a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. Okay, playpen versus crate. Man, people just, come on, there's questions. We disagree on this one, so it's always a thing. Would you use crate if you are gone for work during the day, or a playpen that has more room for them?
Both.
It depends on the dog and the size.
And the amount of time you're gone.
And how safe your playpen is. Can they get stuck in it? Can they get over it? What he means by both is a crate within a playpen, right? Yeah.
Or a crate attached to a playpen, yeah.
I've had lots of people, do that during the day, and it's no big deal. But if you have safety concerns of a puppy getting stuck, or you have a really pushy puppy that's going to just, fight it. There's so many funny videos of little puppies finding ways to scale, these things, or they get their head through and they're stuck. So I would say only in this case, if I have a small breed puppy, I'm getting a giant crate, or, oh, please don't use this regularly, but the puppy apartments where they have 2 sections.
I was just about to say that.
And that's only for like in these scenarios where, yeah, you go to work, you know, for 6, 7, 8 hours, and maybe you do have someone come midday, but it's still not enough for a puppy.
I know a lot of people in like New York City, areas that are all city, no grass, and people spend a majority of their day in their home, on their 16th floor apartment or condo or something, and they tend to get those puppy apartments solely because you can add to them. You can make a sleeping area, a play area, and then a potty area on the far side, and that's what people have accessible to them in big city areas that don't have much land.
Just know how crucial it is for when you are home and on your days off that they're in a smaller crate that is only the size, for them to turn around, lay down, you know, stretch, because that is what it builds leadership. It builds them to be able to be alone, and it builds their ability to hold their pee. That's the big one. You don't teach them how to hold their pee when they have the option all day long. Okay.
Because then they just go every couple hours. And then you can never leave your puppy. You can never do a long road trip without having to stop multiple times.
Even large breed dogs sometimes come across that. What if your puppy is still learning to be okay in crate, but you have to go somewhere, like a doctor appointment, longer than you know they're comfortable with? Girl, you gotta just go.
Get some wine for your neighbors. Grab a couple nice, moderately average bottles of wine and go hand it on every time you're...
And cupcakes. People love cupcakes.
Those help too. Not us, but everyone else does. But anytime that you're thinking about leaving, you tell your neighbor, hey, open a bottle of wine. Anytime you're thinking about calling animal control to get us evicted. There you go. That's your save.
Pretty much. Okay. And go ahead and start, you know, building up their time in crate while you're home. Yeah. Let's try to do these really quickly, okay? The YouTube ones. Okay. Don't laugh at me. This is rapid fire.
They both laugh too.
Okay. So someone says, these were YouTube questions. Someone says, my 10-week-old Corgi Shepherd mix bites me all the time. Oh man, rapid fire goes out the window. She thinks it's playtime and fun. She gets faces, ankles, toes, hands, fingers, shoes.
What doesn't she get?
Keep your hands away from her face. Stop petting her. Be food oriented only for 2 weeks. She doesn't eat unless she eats from your hands. Start working with her on her basic obedience. She'll start to see your hands differently.
Minimize the majority of affection as well.
Yep. We say nope in a firm way and spray her with a puff of air. She stops and calms down. We give her a yes and treat. Get rid of the yes and treat after the corrector. Like, just because you're just building her back up again. And she's like, oh, interaction again. Stop it. But you can keep doing the other thing if it's working. She forgets 10 minutes later and goes to play and bite.
That's what she's talking about.
Oh, I just realized 10 weeks old. She's 10 weeks old. Not 10 months old. She's 10 weeks old. 10-week-old Corgi Shepherd.
She's in trouble for a few months.
She's a baby. Yeah. Take your time. Pull petting her, just like we said before. Stop petting her so much and really just focus on the training. I would even cut play when these issues are severe. We even cut play, fetch, tug for 2 weeks and just focus on training with food.
Crate time, training time,
downtime,
some existence time, loose existence, and then right back to the crate. That's it.
All right,
that's
Lavender.
her life for about 4 weeks.
All right, Lavender, I hope that helps. Next is R. Baker. My puppy chews her potty pads every time I put one down. I would love a solution to this, please.
You have no solution. Dogs that chew puppy pads, you can't use puppy pads.
Yeah, you're going to have to get like a grassy patch.
Yep. 1-800-GRASS delivers.
The trays for...
They pick them up still.
Yeah, the trays for the pads, they still pull them out. We've seen the ones that stick down, the ones that fold in, and honestly, your puppy's like, oh, great, an extra obstacle.
And just to reiterate, because I know you guys can't hear Ricky, she asked, what about those holders that hold down the pads?
Thank you.
They can work for a non-motivated puppy, but a non-motivated puppy, you wouldn't have to buy a tray for in the first place.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
So, probably wouldn't work.
Okay, let's see. Someone says, what are nose work games? Oh, there's lots of nose work games. Honestly, hop on Google or YouTube and type that in, you'll get a bunch.
Just know that if you're trying to build drive, these nose technique. It builds enrichment and drive.
Yeah.
The nose
So you're
sniffing
building
stuff
excitement,
will help you do
pushiness.
that.
You're encouraging pushiness,
Yes.
stuff like that.
If you're trying to get a calm dog and you're like, well, let me take their mind off of it.
Don't do it.
No, it's not how dogs work.
You could do a snuffle mat. That's like a low-key version of a nose work game.
If they have low drive already, yeah.
Yeah.
But if your dog is like a German Shepherd, Corgi mix or something like that, they're gonna be neurotic over it. So you're just looking for a lower energy dog, they'll probably do go with the snuffle mat. A little bit of enrichment.
Okay, Julie Goldberg says, I have a 6-month-old Japanese Chin. It's a small dog mix. He's a good boy, very smart. I have so many questions. Can you recommend reading material where I can get most of my questions answered? I'm a new puppy owner. I have managed to housebreak him so far. He knows when we go outside, when to potty, when it's not playtime. That's really great. I don't have anything reading material that's going to answer a lot of your specific questions.
But we have.
I can tell you to check out our online school. You just go to thepuppyacademy.com. Tap on you don't tap on, I guess it depends on the device.
And we have better than books, we have videos for you to watch.
Click on the online version and the online section, and you'll see how to sign up for that if you're interested.
It's a big banner right on top.
It really goes through step by step, like all the things that you need and in the order that you need them, at least to the best of our ability, if that's something you're interested in. Honestly, I have read so many books, and there are definitely books I recommend as general dog psychology books, but not like a specific puppy training book. Sorry.
There's not many out there, actually.
There aren't. There's a lady, I gotta remember her name. She did a ton of little books that really pinpoint stuff, but I don't remember her name. Anyway, and it's mostly about concepts and things like that, not specifically teaching your dog what they need to know. That's the tricky thing about books. Okay. Tina Savage says, Tina Savage. 15 wow, I think I'm done. 15-week-old Papillon absolutely hates her collar. When I put it on her, she shuts down. Her whole personality changes from a flat collar. Man, that sounds more like a
Shih Tzu or something?
Shiba Inu.
God,
sounds like a Shiba Inu. Every Shiba Inu is like, get this off of me. Don't touch me. All right, how do I get her to adjust so I can start leash training? I put it on her for short periods of time throughout the day. If you really are talking about a flat collar, this should be on 24/7. Now, if you want to take it off in crate, I do understand that. I have met trainers that would prefer there be no collars on at all in crate. That's your choice, but it should just be on. There shouldn't be anything to it. It starts to just become normal. And if she's fussing that much with just the collar on, I would do something separate. I would do a slip leash or a harness just for indoor work, for the slip leash, just for clarity. And just let her wear her flat collar all the time. But when it comes to the harness or the slip leash, it's all food work. So take one of her meals and she puts her own head through the slip leash and then off again. And then it's up, she puts her own head through it, treat, and then take it off again. Same with the harness, even though a harness is a little bit more labor intensive. But for a small dog, you might want to go that route. That's what I would do.
Same. Got nothing really to add. That's an easy one.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Bye.
It smells.